up a garden where the back fence disappears. Vines had taken half the ground after all these quiet years. You stepped where the briars tangled through the weeds and broken stems. Next thing I knew, those thorny vines had wrapped themselves round you again. They circled round your boot and ankle, climbed your jacket, caught your hair. You laughed at first, then felt the sting and froze right where you were. Hold still, I said, kneeling down, let me work these thorns away. These thorns don't just grow in gardens. They've been wrapping hearts for years, catching every step we take, drawing quiet blood and tears. But long before we ever knew how deep the thorns could run, the king once wore the crown they made for every tangled one. Pull a vine from off your sleeve while the sunlight crossed the ground. You watched the careful way I worked, each stubborn coil unwound. Why do thorns grow everywhere? You asked me soft and slow, so I told the oldest story that every heart should know. When the world first broke in sorrow and the earth began to mourn, even the soil started speaking through the language of the thorn. These thorns don't just grow in gardens. They've been wrapping souls for years, catching every wandering step, drawing quiet blood and tears. But long before we understood the weight of what we'd done, the king once wore the crown they made for every tangled one. I worked the last vine from your hair, shook the thorns out on the ground. You stood free beside me there while the evening breeze moved round. Those thorns were meant to trap us, I said, brushing dirt away. But the king who made the heavens wore them for us one dark day. These thorns don't just grow in gardens. They once crowned the Holy One. The curse that wrapped around this world was resting on his brow. And the king who wore those thorns for us didn't leave us tangled there, because the hands that freed you today are the same hands that set us free. You step back out into the gardens, free from every twisting vine that I thought about the king who untangled your